Blakely with Everyday Gourmet. So, I love a good soup, especially when it's cold out, like lighting the fire, having some soup. But right now, you know, I don't want anything too like crazy unhealthy, especially because the holidays were just happened. So I'm gonna show you a creamy-ish mushroom soup. It's gonna be so good, so delicious. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. All right, so let's get started with this soup. It's hearty, it's delicious, it's filling, comforting, but it's really not that caloric. So, you know, post the holidays, you're trying to be healthy in January, but it's still cold, so you still crave that, you know, heartiness. So this is gonna satisfy all of that. So in here I have some olive oil heating up. I'm gonna go ahead and add our shallot right in here. Let this saute up. And while these are sauteing, I also have 6 cloves of garlic. And instead of mincing it, I'm just gonna kind of smash it, partially because I'm going to puree everything, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just gonna smash them up. I'm gonna give them a rough chop, but like I said, you don't have to worry about it being perfectly minced, because we're gonna put it in the blender anyways. So I'm just gonna let this saute up for a couple minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean my mushrooms and show you what to do with those. All right, that looks good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add our garlic in here. So while this has been going up, I have a bunch of different mushrooms here. So in here I have some shiitake, I have some oysters, I have some baby bella. So you want to make sure that you do as many varieties as you can. So we're going to do like 9 cups. So I'm going to do a bunch of these. I'm going to do these as well. So I just rinsed them off, make sure that they're clean. Put those in there. We're going to cook these down. So it might look like a ton of mushrooms. I mean, it is a lot of mushrooms, but you want that because we're going to take some out for serving. Plus, these really cook down. Mushrooms are like 92% water or 94% water. So you want to release all those juices in these mushrooms. I'm going to give it some salt and pepper and let these cook down for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring every once in a while. Okay, so these are looking incredible. So as you're making these mushrooms, you'll see them release a ton of juices, which is what you want because all of that water that's in here is going to evaporate out and just leave you with that beautiful mushroom umami flavor. So now that these have cooked down, I'm going to save some of them. I'm going to take some of them out because I like to garnish with them at the end. So I'm going to set those aside. So now I'm going to add like 2 tablespoons of butter right in here, because hello, gotta have butter. And then with mushrooms, always fresh thyme. I'm gonna do a ton of fresh thyme, like about a tablespoon. Leaves right here. Like I said, you don't have to worry about the stems because those are totally edible and fine. And we're gonna puree it. So, the smell is my favorite. You can smell the mushrooms, the butter, the thyme. Just heaven. This is all around. Put all these mushrooms in that. And then, as if this couldn't get any better, I'm going to deglaze a pan with a little bit of white wine. Because what goes better with mushrooms than white wine? I mean, that's like the holy trinity: mushrooms, butter, wine. About to pour me a glass to go with this. You know it. All right, perfect. As soon as that mushroom is that's all melted, and you're still at about a medium-high heat, so you're really letting this rip right now. All right, so I'm using a Chardonnay. You just want to use a dry white. I'm only gonna do like about a 1/4 cup. I don't want it too winey. Is that a word? Winey? Just really scrape up all of that. And then I'm actually gonna also do a little bit of balsamic in here. About a tablespoon of that right in here. And then I'm gonna let this kind of marry together for a second. So I'll give it a nice pinch of some salt, a nice crack of black pepper. It is smelling heavenly right now. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh yeah, get all those bits because that's the good stuff down there. All right, so once most of that liquid has evaporated, I'm gonna do 6 cups of chicken stock right in here. You wanna make sure that you use a nice, really good quality. As I always say, the better quality, the better it's gonna taste. So if you're gonna do it right, do it right. Use the good stuff, even if it costs a little bit more. All right, 6 cups right in here. All right, perfect. So we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes. We want it to come up to a nice simmer. So as soon as it simmers, it's time for us to puree it. All right, so this has come up to a simmer. So now, I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna do 1 cup of coconut milk. This is gonna make it creamy, delicious. You could also use whole milk if you'd like. And then I have some really good quality Parmesan cheese. And I'm gonna do about a 1/2 cup. You wanna make sure it's packed, 1/2 cup. All right. So now, I'm gonna stir this together. Look how beautiful that looks. I'm going to move all this out of the way and get my blender out. All right, so this is turned down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and ladle about 3/4 of this soup right in here. Make sure you put a towel on the lid when you puree this, because it could explode everywhere, and trust me, you don't want that. Okay, towel on. This is, I'm sorry, that's on. This is on. Towel on top. All right, carefully. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pour this right back in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it up to a simmer and let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna show you how I plate it up. So I like to serve it in a shallow bowl, just like this. And then what I like to do, clean up the edges here a little bit. I like to do a little scoop of some sour cream, because, you know, gotta make it a little bit more creamy, right? There's a nice little scoop there. I like to do those beautiful mushrooms right on there. Little drizzle of some olive oil. Some cracked pepper. And then I like to do just a little tiny bit of some flaky sea salt right on there. And then you have the best mushroom soup ever. Cannot wait to eat it. So how delicious is that soup? Packed with flavor, especially the little toppings at the end just make it so good. So there you have my creamy mushroom soup. I hope you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Gourmet with Blakely for more delicious recipes and videos.